Hi and welcome to the next episode of Cemetery Strolls. Today we are in the Isle of Wight's biggest cemetery. It's Northwood in Cowes. Before the Burial Acts of 1852 and 1853, the deceased were interred in church graveyards. But by the mid-19th century, it was apparent that they were becoming filled. The Burial Act enabled the town officials to purchase and use land as cemeteries, meeting the established burial board for Northwood Cemetery. Took place on the 5th of April 1855, chaired by Dr. William Carter Hofmeister. 4 acres of land, 10 plots, in the northwestern side of the Chamberlain's Copse was purchased from the Ward estate. Ryde had been the first island town to open a private cemetery which came under local authority control in 1858, whereby making Northwood the very first municipal cemetery on the island, having been laid out in 1856. The design and plan of the twin chapels of Epsom House, also known as the Dead House, a porter's lodge demolished in 1939, and the general laying out of the burial ground, 75% Church of England, 25% Descenders, was contracted to Messrs. Mew and Manning. Trees and shrubs were to be planted and flower beds positioned at the cemetery entrance. The bell was hung on the Church of England chapel, and stones were positioned to indicate the boundary of the Descenders non-Church of England section of the cemetery. So that there is the Church of England church. Is that the non-conformists? It's a shame, really. All buried in the same ground, are segregated at death. On the 8th of November 1856, first burial took place. This honour was bestowed upon James Cribb, a 32-year-old local shoemaker who was interned in grave 2600 on plot 7. This one here is a chemist, Alfred Fennings, 1816 to 1900. A chemist who established Fennings Pharmaceuticals in 1840 in London, producing popular over-the-counter medicines. In 1850, the business moved to Cowes. The company ceased trading in 1996, but the name lives on in several Fennings products, including Fennings Little Healers. Fennings children cooling powders are still being sold today. Loving memory of Florence Maria Harrigan, died 24th of December 1933, age 45, and Evelyn Florence Mallock, died 14th of April 1939, age 29. Looks like we have another one. Loving memory of Ellen Louise Harrigan, who died 17th of February 2006, age 94. These are one of the markers that they're talking about. There's a small one, it's buried in the corner. Another one of the markers. Education. Mushroom, toadstool. We've got a short one here. Obviously that means when they're short, it means a short life. Let's have a look. This is also Leah Hale's sister of Eliza Dorman, died in East Cowes, October 25th, 1876, age 68. Sacred to the memory of Mrs. Eliza Dorman, born at Whippingham, and died in Deville, September 29th, 1876. Erected by her sorrow friend, Princess. I can't really see that. The tribute. How lovely. Loving memory of Helen Akey, beloved wife of Pascal Akey, who died the 7th of February 1853, aged 35. Also George Rogers Akey, third son of the above, who died in infancy. In loving remembrance of Pascal Akey, who died on 28th of January 1882, aged 74. Because this is also one of the notable graves of the cemetery, Pascal Akey. The Cowes firm Pascal Akey, founded in 1799, is possibly the oldest yacht chandler in the country. Pascal is buried with 5 other family members under the impressive obelisk erected in memory of his son, Pascal Ratsey Akey, who died aged 20 of typhoid fever in 1862 on the verge of manhood. Now this section we're coming into here, there is a lot of notable people. So we'll go through them as we do. Wow, it's a family plot. This is Eve Dorcas Julia Woodyear, 1926 to 2008. The last of a long line of drapers trading in Cowes. Eve was well known, especially among the sailing fraternity, and became the first female commodore of the Island Sailing Club. On her death in 2008, she joined 5 other Woodyears in the family vault, and there are now 6 similar round-toppled headstones in place. This one here is Augustus Hamilton. We know he died in 1871. The large obelisk is of this man, was born in India and died in Ryde. Goes into great detail how he was kind and generous and was never ill, and even survived the shipwreck. The obelisk is an Egyptian duplication of a ray of sunshine. The obelisk stood at the entrance of Egyptian tombs and became popular motifs in the early Victorian period. Some of it we can't get, but we'll give it a go. In the memory of Augustus Frederick Hamilton, Esquire, born at Calcutta on March the 31st, 1787, died at Ryde on the Isle of Wight, March the 17th, 1871, and her remains are deposited in Binstead Cemetery, was many years ago a resident at Harriet Lodge, West Cowes, known as the Friend of the Poor. Don't see much of that. I have also marvellously escaped so that I may gladly and gratefully proclaim and testify that the Most High endowed wondrous with me, and that kindness and bounty towards me as far as exceeded all that the gracious promises of scriptures we may have me any title to expect or hope for. Reader, of this is recorded in your benefit to encourage you to implicate and unflinchingly project, and most of all delight certainly that will sincerely obey the holy commander in script. In my professional career, I have outstripped and left far behind many competitors who had apparently much the advantage of me both in mental and bodily power, and although of a feeble frame and constitution, I have, without ever asking the advice of medical practitioners since I was 25 years of age, been mercifully preserved to enjoy a long and happy life. I have been rescued from a shipwreck when 17, individually perished. I have been many times preserved, unharmed, and terrified, persistent when innumerable victims were dropping around me on every side and from various other appalling perils. That's fantastic. It's a story, isn't it, to tell? It's a shame some of the stone didn't stay as good as it could have, but wow. This one is Dame Harriet Fellows, wife of archaeologist Sir Charles, who is buried at Highgate, London. Fine example of Gothic revival chest tomb. These fell from Flavers graveyards became full. Northwood had the room. Family crest and the Gothic lettering imitate identified family tomb in medieval churches. Let's have a look at some of the have a look at some of the coat of arms. Some of the craftsmanship on it is unbelievable. This side took a bit of a beating, but must have took some time. In memory of Emily, wife of F.C. Durrant, who passed away at Guildford, Surrey, July the 25th, 1901. Beloved memory of Hannah Beasley, who passed away at Gurnard, 12th of February 1929, age 38. James Binfield Bird, 1831 to 1892, the estate manager for the Ward family in 1860, responsible for 20,000 acres across the island. He resigned in 1875 to pursue his own business interests. Splendour of the family tomb shouts money. It is a mystery why burial records show the grave as being 30 yards west of the obelisk. But yeah, this is like the ward ground where the cemetery is. Now this is John Redfern, 1820 to 1895. Founder of a world famous fashion house, John Redfern and Son, had branches in London, Paris, Nice, Cannes, New York, Chicago, Newport, Rhode Island, Edinburgh, Manchester, and of course Cowes. His clientele included Queen Victoria and her daughters, Empress of Germany and Russia, Lily Langtry, and wealthy socialites of Europe and America. Sir William Hofmeister, KT, MD, LRCP, FRCS, 1817 to 1890. Sir William is buried with 15 others in the family plot. He was appointed apothecary to Queen Victoria in 1845, aged just 28. He attended to Prince Leopold, a haemophiliac, and was at present at birth of several Queen Victoria's grandchildren, including Princess Alexandra of Hesse, the ill-fated Kazina of Russia. Sir William's son Bernard, John, and William Willie were also in service to the royal family. This is Henry Haven Wheeler, who died in 1882. A broken column signifying a life cut short. Henry, a painter and a glazier, died aged 56. Broken Roman column was decorated with flowers. See, 56 is young, but I suppose sometimes it was. But then we've got this one here next to it. That looks quite. Joseph Parsons, born at Sandridge in Hertfordshire, January the 14th, 1797. Died at Southsea, October the 13th, 1849. Also Nancy Parsons, wife of the above. And she born on May the 6th, 1804, and she died March the 1st, 1872. This obelisk here is erected by Robert John Smith in remembrance of his father, Gobert Smith, who died suddenly at West Cowes, September the 29th, 1872, aged 61. Also Elizabeth Louisa, wife of Robert Smith, who died March the 15th, 5th, sorry, 1860 it looks like, age 45. And this here is even made out of gravestones that were blown up during the Second World War. It says here on the plaque, this monument has been created from remnants of headstones shattered by a highly explosive bomb intended for the shipping yards and aircraft manufacturing facilities in Cowes, which landed on Northwood Cemetery during a raid on the town in the early morning hours of Tuesday the 27th of May 1941. This memorial cairn is dedicated to the interred whose graves were disturbed on that night. And I do know that somewhere around here, in one of the trees, there's also a metal railing. I've never found it. I've looked and looked and looked. But there's a metal railing which also was blown up, and it's landed in the tree and has ever since stayed in the tree. I really do not know where it is because I've never found it. Every time I come up this way, I always like to have a look and see if I find. But there are a lot of trees. It's 1972 Rifleman A.D. Wallace, 8th Battalion Hampshire Regiment, on 20th of November 1918, age 21. Thank you for your service, sir. One of the big tombs. Chief Fortuna Labour. George Sullivan Clifford Hayes, OBE, Surgeon Major, and Lifeguards, the Manor of Fawcett, Jersey. Can't really read that one much, it's obviously over time. Beautiful though. John Williams. Can't really read. But the craftsmanship, the head's missing off of the, looks like a little girl. Bird on the top of the cross. This is the, this bit here is part of the nature where they allow it to overgrow and let the nature live its way. But the rest of it is very well kept. Pathway there going through, looks like a hedgehog, fox, badger. This beautiful little statue. This one is Don, 1905. Duncan MacDonald was the son of Paul and Rosa. Paul was an engineer and well known in the yachting community. Duncan, aged 21 months, fell into a lime pit on a building site. The grave is unusual as it has a true representation of the child standing over on it. Grave and it's just the last time I come up here, let's see if I can give it a quick tidy. This is Lieutenant Colonel Alan Cust. The Lincolnshire Regiment lies opposite Sophia and has a sword laid at the base of his memorial stone beneath an angel on a crucifix. If I'm correct, this should be Sophia. No, it's not. This is in loving memory of Anne Sarah, Baroness Porcelli, youngest daughter of Chief of Clanrallen and the Lady Caroline MacDonald, his wife, who died at Alverstoke on the 13th of August 1897, and here was laid by a dying wish near her beloved son, Alan. Which is Alan. It's her son and mother. So this one then, this is Sophia, which is right next door. Lieutenant Colonel Alan Cust. The Cust family, a very wealthy family owning large estates in Lincolnshire and Northamptonshire. Several members moved to the island and are buried beneath impressive monuments. Dominating the group is a large Celtic cross to the memory of Sophia, who died in 1887, decorated with symbolic flowers, including passion flowers, Passion of Christ, rose for purity, and grapes for the blood of Christ. Florence Henrietta Crust, who died the 18th of June 1902. And Sophia's, with all the lilies and the roses and the daisies and the grapes. Another memory of Caroline Sophia Cust, died 18th of October 1867. Here we have Ernest Richard Child Cust, born January the 11th, 1860 it looks like. He died May the 8th, 1893. Another one more at the back as well. I'll just look at the top of them. Now this is Emma Augusta Charlotte Cust, called to rest on 11th of September 1913. Young daughter of Honourable Charles H. and Mrs. Cust. So, Alan and Anne. We have Alan and Anne. And then Sophia and other family members.